And now, the Purple Room.
Welcome into the Purple Room podcast. I'm Patricia Caputo. He's David Bartholomew, and we are so excited to be here once again with you today.
No, I ain't excited.
Oh.
I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad at everybody who voted against me.
Oh.
That was wild what y'all did last week.
Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Can I say a speech? I would like to thank everybody who voted for me, my family, my friends, and I would even like to thank my friend Cameron who voted for David.
Shout out,
because
bro.
my list was bad.
Hey,
Guess what, Cam? You couldn't stop me, and neither could you, David.
just because
Thank
you lost
you
don't
all
mean you wrong, Cam.
For the support.
Just because you lost don't mean you wrong.
I remember when Jaden Daniels was told that he was horrible and that he
Here we go.
provocative language that I won't say. But do you know what that man went on to do? Win a Heisman Trophy, and he also almost made it to the Super Bowl as a rookie. And I plan to do the same for all of you in a different way. But I plan to do the same because I can't win a Heisman, okay?
Listen, that was
So thank you.
sitcoms. That was sitcoms.
From the
whatever.
bottom of my heart, thank you.
At the end of the day, listen, I don't watch sitcoms anyways. That's cool.
See,
Yeah,
he's a
you got the
fraud.
dub.
Aren't you more happy you voted for me now? He's a fraud.
Come on, let's be real. Y'all still watch sitcoms?
I could have had my wife and
Do we
kids.
still watch TV? We still watch stuff? We don't all just scroll TikTok all day?
No, I watch on Netflix. I have Netflix.
What?
There's
Netflix,
so
you know
many
Netflix makes you pay now, right? For like to watch ads.
I don't pay for it.
Just
I
to
don't
watch
think
ads. They got you
Netflix-
paying. Netflix used to have
Actually,
no ads for that $7.99.
I'm not going to say what I say, but let's just say my Netflix has not changed in a while, and I don't know what it is, but it hasn't changed, and I'm not complaining. Please.
Can we clip this? Can we send this to Netflix?
No, like it's just like I
You
have
ducking the
Netflix.
update.
No, I just I updated my computer and everything. I have Netflix. It logged me out. It logged me back in. No problem. I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what. After that scare ban, after TikTok got fake banned,
That was the best 12 hours of my life.
I realized real quick that it was the worst of mine, and I realized I gotta fix my phone addiction. I gotta start getting my
Life together?
I gotta
Not
start
like
getting
that.
I start get my attentiveness back. Like I can't sit down and watch a show no more like I used to. It doesn't hit the same when I could just go on TikTok and laugh in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
1 minute if I hold my thumb on the 2 times.
Do you know I just
That's so
discovered that?
convenient. Like, and look, you see?
I just discovered
It's
that.
good, right?
Yeah, when I have long videos that I don't.
Because nobody trying to sit and listen to all that. You can just...
Yeah, it's more like
speed
when
it
I
up.
scroll against the people who are talking about something and like I want to hear it, but also if the video is more than 3 minutes, I'm not watching it.
Sometimes it depends on what they talking about.
No.
Because if it's really interesting, I could sit down. Especially, I like those videos on I just need a TikTok to play while I'm folding some clothes.
See, no,
Like,
that's
I'm
when
in
I
that
do
deep.
Netflix.
No,
That's
you-
when I do Netflix. That's bad.
Netflix
That's
not
bad.
working. Netflix not doing it for me. Is Netflix gonna make me laugh every 30 seconds?
It does if it's a sitcom.
Well, let's be for real. Sitcom in a big 2.5.
The big 2.5.
I got a sitcom. It's
20.
whatever
are you,
John
are you
Gruden.
referring to
it's-
2025?
Yeah, in the big 2.5. Whatever John Gruden's doing up at Barstool, that's my sitcom. And I get the clips on TikTok. I just type in John
haven't
Gruden,
se-
Barstool, new, and then it
I
just give me
haven't seen
everything
that.
he's talking about. I'm like, this is great. Like, yo,
No, because you also have to scroll. It's annoying. Like I want just to play
it ain't
something.
annoying than sitting through a
Yes,
show.
no, it's not because I can fold laundry. It takes me like 30 minutes to just fold laundry.
It take me about
and-
2 hours
It takes you 2 hours.
because I got to keep scrolling. I got to stop.
That's what I mean. That's why it's annoying because I already don't like the fact that I have to fold laundry.
That's why you get the
and-
long form content creators now. This is where you beat the system. You got to get the TikTok because that's gonna sit there and talk for 6-10 minutes.
no.
I got this one dude, Devron West. Look him up on TikTok at Devron West. He makes 30-minute Braun videos. He'll talk about Braun for 30 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
It's not-
See
ridiculous
now
at all.
at that point we've just reverted back to YouTube though.
Ooh, true.
We have reverted back to YouTube in a sense. I'm not gonna lie, my TikTok YouTube combo go crazy. Matter of fact, let me pull up my screen. Let me pull up my screen hours because
Oh my gosh.
as much time as I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube.
Really?
I love
I've never
a good
watched
video
YouTube
essay.
videos like that. Never.
I'm about to
Even-
start flooding the chat with videos.
Like my
now.
cousin used to when I was a kid too, and I just never did. Now I'll watch sports highlights. That's where the majority of my YouTube stuff comes
That's
from,
what's
or
up, that's
Tiger
what's up.
TV stuff. Like, I'll be like, oh, cute, or press conferences or something. But I don't ever, even when I was a kid, I never really went on YouTube and was like, I'm gonna watch this.
I'll tell you what. As a kid, I spent a lot of time on YouTube. Like, I still got my OG YouTube account. Like, all the gamers that I was subscribed to. Like, I was subscribed to tech people. Like, okay, so if anybody was, like, watching Minecraft back then, like, I'm subscribed to, like, the Bayesian Canadian, like, Jerome ASF, like, who's some other people? This is not a curse word. Niga Higa. He's a funny YouTuber. That's his name, Niga. Not the other word. Not the word with two G's. Niga, not Nig, other G-A. Just making that clear.
Thank you.
Who else? I follow, like, I just subscribe to a lot of cats, dude. They're just really cool. Like, there was this tech guy. I think his name was, like, Austin Evans or something like that. He did, like, tech. That might not be Austin Evans. Is that an athlete? I don't know, but that was a cool tech guy.
But what was your name? Was your YouTube name David?
I can't tell you my YouTube name because it was so embarrassing.
I mean, I appreciate the context of everyone else that like, you used to follow, but what was your name?
I was making YouTube videos too. I've since gone on to private and unlist all of those because obviously I got shamed, but like I was out there. I was trying to be the next up like Minecraft YouTuber, and then you realize what Minecraft YouTubers get themselves into, and I said I don't even want to be in that community. I said let me step back. Let me go do something cool like watch football.
Some of the people who are making millions are the same age as us, like, and 10-year-olds eat it up. Socks for One, great example. This kid's 21 like me. Do you even know who that is?
Who's Socks for One?
Socks for One, exactly. But the 10-year-olds do.
Dude, the Ryan Toys guy.
Yeah, but he's a kid.
Little 10-year-old.
But even what's the other one? iShowSpeed.
iShowSpeed, but he's not. iShowSpeed is like our age.
He's like up there. Yeah. But that's what the Socks for One
like
kid is 21, and I'm like, wait, how old is iShowSpeed? 19, 20?
Like 20, 19.
Wow.
And he's like the most like popular streamer in the
world. I didn't realize
how
popular he was until New Year's, and someone was like explaining to me, and my friend was like, "No, you don't get it."
It all starts. So the origin of Speed is so funny because a lot of these streamers they started off as NBA 2K streamers, so they was all streaming like NBA 2Ks.
Oh.
And Speed was one of those. Like he was streaming 2K during the quarantine and like before that. He was funny because he had like 10,000-ish subscribers at the time, and he would rage like hell if you got a bucket on Speed. If somebody was talking crazy to Speed, if he lost a game, controller was getting fling, like he was losing his mind.
Wait, I remember this now.
Like it's like this was like when he was first starting to blow up, and then those clips just went crazy. This is when people found out that you could really like clip farm on TikTok. I think this was the start of it because then he just started buying subscribers like 100K, 200K, a milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 milli. Like he was hitting like a mil a day at some point just because he was like people just loved the content. It was like a 16-year-old kid that did not care what he said, what he did. He was just like saying the most insane thing for the internet, and like all the teenagers was eating it up at the time. Something happened though. Somebody in his chat one day asked who's better, Messi or Ronaldo. It was like a $1 donation, and you know how they got the text to speech on the stream. It was like, who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? And ever since that day, he's got deep into the soccer stuff to the point where he's cultivated like literally a worldwide audience. He's going everywhere, and like people are waiting outside of the airport for this kid. I'm like, dang, man.
Who does he think's better? Do you remember?
He's a Ronaldo guy.
I was gonna say, yeah.
He's a Ronaldo guy. CR7.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Who do you think's better, Messi or Ronaldo?
Yeah, Messi.
You think Messi's better?
Mm-hmm.
I don't got a dog in a fight. I'm not gonna say nothing.
We have too many fights. We were literally.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
We were fighting at the other segment later this morning, because I just had to make sure he wasn't gonna cheat. Okay.
No, I'm not cheating.
We'll get to that later.
I don't gotta cheat.
But we have a big game, like an hour away this year, or this weekend rather, with the Super Bowl coming to New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
The Chiefs, the Eagles. Okay, I think you're not gonna like me, but as a Giants fan, I'll ask you first. Who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to win.
Well, someone's gonna win. So
what we need as a society, it's not what I want, but what we need.
Oh gosh.
It's for the Eagles fans to shut up. We need the Chiefs to go put some BTA, some belt to booty. We need to do it. We need to get that done as soon as possible because I'm tired of the Eagles fans already. Go Birds! It's a plane! It's a bird! I'm tired of it.
They were doing this before they won a Super Bowl.
It's
though.
amplified now. This is like if you took a speaker. It's like if you took a speaker that's already on 100, you put an amplifier on that, and you put the amplifier on 100, and you connected another speaker. That's how loud they are. Honestly, I respect it as a fan base. Fan base to fan base.
No, I
respect it.
I don't.
Because they loud enough. They're making love for their team.
I don't.
But from a supporter of a franchise that's not there, that's in their division, that's a rival, and as a hater, I'm going to say absolutely not. I need the Eagles. I need the Birds to get their wings cut off. I need the Chiefs to go do something. But I'm really just going to root for a good game at the end of the day. You know, I'm going to put my hate aside. I'm going to put my fanship aside of the Giants because we don't even deserve to be there. So I don't even deserve to hold this hate against the Eagles. And quite frankly, I mess with Jalen Hurts a little bit. Okay.
No, that's the problem.
Saquon is still my guy, okay?
That's a real problem,
And
yeah.
I feel like just as a brother, I shouldn't do that to them in February. Now, if the Super Bowl was any other month, oh, man, it's dude,
Yeah.
get out of my city. Get out of
Yeah.
New Orleans. That's my city now. Right?
But you make an exception.
We're going to make an exception.
See-
And I just hope for a good game because I know Patrick Mahomes is going to ball out. He has to ball out.
Will he? I mean,
If he's going to hold that title as baby GOAT, he got to ball out.
that's what makes me upset because I feel like the Chiefs weren't good enough to make it to a Super Bowl this year. Does that make sense? Like, playoffs aside, regular season, they weren't good enough to be like, I'm threatened by this team. The Eagles, I'm threatened by if I'm an opponent. Saquon Barkley alone. But the whole, like, Jalen Hurts can't throw the long ball stuff, I'm like, what are you guys, what's up? Because I don't see that. I understand he's had issues, but to be like, he can't throw a long ball and they can't do, like, what do you mean? They're winning football games just fine.
I agree with you there because we have a lot of tape of Jalen Hurts throwing the ball in. Even the last Super Bowl appearance when they played the Chiefs for the first time, I mean, Jalen Hurts, if he was the deciding factor, the Eagles would have won that game. But that's what makes it scary, that the Chiefs look like a team that didn't even deserve to be there, yet they're there.
Right.
And we can attribute some of that to some calls. We can attribute some of that to some luck, obviously, because you need luck to win in the NFL. No matter what, everybody's good. But that just got to show you how locked in that team is. I mean, you're looking at them through the season like, man, you guys don't even look like you should be in the Super Bowl. But they still found a way to make it. That's play calling. That's knowing your personnel in and out. That's having team chemistry and having a routine, having a formula. The Chiefs have a formula that works, and it runs through Patrick Mahomes. And as long as he's on that field, I can never say the Chiefs aren't going to win.
Right.
Because you never know what type of, like, sorcery Mahomes is going to pull out last second. And
Yeah.
the Eagles, they got they power. But you need all that power against Mahomes because even all that, we still here like, is it enough? But we're going to see.
I'm at a crossroad because I feel like I'm in the same spot that I was when the Patriots played the Eagles, and the Eagles ended up winning that Super Bowl with Nick Foles and everything.
that was a wild
Looking
one.
back, in the worst way possible, I'm happy the Eagles won that Super Bowl because then the Patriots didn't get another one. I'm at the same, because I know you don't understand as much because y'all only have 4 Super Bowls, but as someone who has 5 Super Bowl rings as a Cowboys fan,
Did you see any of them?
it doesn't matter.
Why'd you say we?
you've
You
had-
didn't see
You've
none of
had
them.
all this time to catch up, and you haven't done it yet. All right, not my problem. Anyway, as
Catching up with
someone
dead
who's
men,
a
we
fan
catching
of
up
a
with
team,
ghosts.
I didn't say it was pretty, but who has 5 Super Bowl rings, I'm at a crossroad because do I want the Chiefs to be tied with us? N-O. Do I want the Eagles to win another Super Bowl and probably have to throw my phone out the window because it's going to overheat from the calls, the texts, the FaceTimes I'm going to get? I had random people who I talked to maybe once in high school contact me when the Eagles won that Super Bowl. Like Snapchat me. I'm like, I don't, are you okay? I haven't talked to you in 2 years. And you're contacting me right now because you know I'm a Cowboys fan out of spite. My whole family's Eagles fans, my one side.
Oh,
It's going to be a problem if they win. But at the same time, I like Saquon, Jalen, A.J. Brown. they're decent human beings. You know, it's like you want to root for them if they weren't wearing birds on their helmet. At the same time, I don't know if I have another choice but to root for the Eagles because of the crossroad I am at.
You know,
Trish, can I ask why the Cowboys fans care so much about 5? It's not like it's not like that's the most even in hit
no,
it's not even like a record. It's just
before the Patriots before the Patriots came and ruined it, it was the Steelers had 6. The Cowboys were, I don't want to say decent, but they had moments with Tony Romo that there was a possibility that maybe they'll figure it out and do something. And then the 49ers, which is like such a big battle, still have 5. And they've been back to the Super Bowl again and again and again, and they just can't get over the hump, which is great for me. But now I'm at this crossroad of I've been rooting for the Chiefs for so long because I was like, okay, I didn't want the Eagles to win. I didn't want the 49ers to win here and there. Now, what do they say? You either die as a hero or you live long enough to become a villain or whatever. The Chiefs have become my villain. And I have no other choice because the Cowboys can't pull it together, and they never will. With Jerry Jones as GM, they won't, and I've come to that realization. So I have no choice but rely on other teams with less Super Bowls, pray that they can get to the Super Bowl, and then win the Super Bowl. Okay. I digress.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Are you doing anything for Super Bowl? Are you going to NOLA? Or are you going to do a little watch party back home?
No, I'm supposed to be working, so we'll see. Maybe they'll do something after work or something with it. What are your plans?
I think I'm just going to go sightseeing in New Orleans, maybe find a couple watch parties to chill at. But my Super Bowl for real, and no offense to this Super Bowl, because I'm going to be there. I'll be watching for my Super Bowl. It's coming up in March.
Is that really what you're going to be looking for, the best spot to have Mardi Gras when you go to?
Yeah, that's why I'm not trying to blow too much money right now, because I need that money in a couple weeks. And we get paid bi-weekly, which means I'm already finna blow the check this week. Hopefully not, but let me try to limit as much spending situations as possible. Because if I got to go down to New Orleans and spend a lot, it's not gonna be good for Mardi Gras. I have to work extra. But I got to. It's so fun. And then I'm going to need that break, too, because this is around the point where college is getting annoying again.
That junioritis, huh?
Oh, my God. I was talking to them before the stream, and Trish and Nate were like, oh, my God, we got to ban this. But junioritis is a real thing. All my juniors feel it. Claire feels it. It's just that thing. This is your third year. Look, the middle child is always neglected. The junior child is always neglected.
No, sophomore year is the worst.
A sophomore, you get over that. Sophomore year is freshman year with just a little more kick.
No.
Junior year is existential year.
No.
And then senior year is the complete uncleification/auntification. That's when you got to process the grief of adulting, becoming an adult. But we're at the point where you're a junior and whoa, I really only got right now, I got 2 more semesters left. I'm 2 semesters is not that much because football.
We know.
It's football,
we know.
and then it's
Nathan and I know.
Over.
We know. It doesn't stand.
So it starts now. That junioritis, I don't even do nothing no more. I just want to sightsee. Honestly, I just want to spend my day at the Mike the Tiger habitat, listen to music, enjoying the scenery, spending time with somebody I care about. Because end of the day, look.
A large tiger.
Hodges is going to be here. All these buildings.
We're all just going to be here
All these
forever.
buildings are going to be here. The union going to be there. Classes will go on.
Mike's going to go on too.
For how long?
That's
Who knows Tiger years? He could be 40 right now in Tiger age.
The average person lives longer than 40 years old.
But I might not live but Mike. I got to spend time with Mike.
I agree with you, but how much time can you spend with a tiger who you can't feed, you can't touch,
That's the thing.
That's
the thing with this new age. It's all about what you can get out of it. I'm not trying to get anything out of spending time with Mike. I can enjoy time with a companion, with another soul on this earth. I mean, I'm about to leave college in 2 semesters. I gotta react. I gotta get myself ready for this. I gotta spend some time with Mike. Let him know that I won't be here soon to see you every day. I won't be able to walk by like I used to, because it's gonna be weird if I'm 2 years removed and I'm walking by saying what's up.
No,
but
I don't think it will be weird. People do it all the time.
I hope it ain't. I'm just emotional right now, It's hard, like, and I gotta. Oh, I don't got no class tomorrow.
Sorry.
I got no class
I'm
tomorrow.
really
Thank
sorry,
God.
but I have zero sympathy for you, considering Nate and I are graduating in 3 months. Like,
I got sympathy for y'all.
It's a cute story. It's a cute story.
I got
It
so
really
much
is.
sympathy for y'all. Why y'all don't got sympathy for me?
It's cute, but like you have 2 more. You have a whole year left.
Where my
and a
other
half.
juniors at going through junioritis? Because it ain't just me.
It's not a real thing.
How is it not a real thing? That's what I'm saying. How you saying my disease is fake? How you telling me what I'm going through is invalid? I'm suffering.
Oh God!
Yo,
I did
come
not
on.
have time for this.
My
today.
Tuesday, Thursday schedule, we got that back to back to back. I'm starving in class. I'm so hungry. I just want some Chick-fil-A. And I go to the Union, and the line is like so long.
Yeah.
I gotta wait 45 minutes for some fries. I get the fries. I'm not hungry no more.
You're right. You got to go to the dining hall. I'm serious.
Listen,
You're in and out of that thing.
I'm trying to get out of this slump, trying to lock back in, but we're at the point now where, like, every semester there's a cycle of the semester. First 2 weeks, locked in. You hammering the books.
That was not
you
me.
On Moodle. You planning out the semester. Mm-mm. Then you get into the second stage where it's like, oh my God. I really got to do this for another like 15, 17 weeks. Something breaks in the house in the second stage. I guarantee something will always break in the house. Somebody pissed you off. You're starving. Oh my God.
Yeah, the starving is a funny thing.
And speaking of the starving,
On the weekends especially. You're just
not
like,
to try to politicize anything, but eggs is very expensive right now. I was talking to my boy Dylan.
they are.
He paid like $20
Yeah.
for eggs. I said, absolutely not.
You
I
need
will
chicken.
buy a chicken
No,
myself.
wait.
and
Yes.
I will crack the
My
egg
cousin
myself.
has chickens, and so does my friend. My friend lives in Shreveport, and every once in a while she'll come bring me chicken eggs. And let me tell you, they're so much better than the store eggs. And they're delicious, and that's the only time I've ever bought an eggs here, because I also don't eat that. Like, I don't have time to cook eggs. I don't know. Do you feel like this? Maybe it's just me, and I'm just an awkward person. But I feel like anything that you do in your college apartment is 10 times more difficult than what you do at home. Like, cooking eggs in my house at home, fine, easy. Put it in the pan. I can leave it in there, clean it later. I feel like maybe because I have roommates, I want to have this courtesy of like, before I eat, I have to clean it. I have to like, I want to clean my bowl. I need to get ahead, because where am I going to put the
better than
dishes?
me,
I
Trish.
don't use the dishwasher. Like, and I just feel like it's like a 10-step process of like, do I even, like, if I make a grilled cheese, I'm not using a spatula. I'm using my hand because I don't want to have to wash a spatula. Like, it's weird stuff that I'm just like, I'm just going to like flip it over in the pan very carefully. So like, maybe I'm just lazy, but I also just feel like maybe I just didn't set my apartment up right or something, but I just feel like everything's a hassle. Whereas like at home, maybe I'm just like boom, boom, bang.
I tell all my roommates that I say, hey, we all pay rent. You do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. Let's just pick up after each other sometimes, So me and my roommate, we got it real simple. We make our food, brother. And listen, sometimes you can't get the dishes done the same day, but we'll get it done tomorrow.
Yeah, it's annoying. My roommates are really good at that though.
I wish I had your roommates, but look, this is what I'm saying, and this is the method for any incoming college students watching this. If you are like seriously watching this, you going into college, try to room and
Get a chicken.
I was gonna say not chicken, but try to
Chickens.
room with like if it's possible.
What do you?
And this can't.
Is
like,
this
it's-
appropriate?
No, it's not weird. Try to room with the girl.
Oh gosh.
Try to room with.
No, stop
Don't-
giving advice, because you're
keep
gonna give
it-
the wrong
keep
person.
it, keep it platonic.
advice.
Keep
No.
it P. Do not keep
No.
it player. Keep it P for platonic, not P for player. And
Oh gosh.
and like, look, women are like
Stop, just
women will not
stop.
tolerate dirty dishes. So as a man, it will make
I'm
you.
not doing
it
someone's
will-
dirty
No, I'm not
dishes. I
saying
don't
you're
care
doing
who
it.
they are.
I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm saying as a man, it will make you more disciplined to do your dishes, because you're gonna be hearing about it all day. And I wouldn't tell y'all nothing I ain't went through. That's all I'm gonna say.
If I was strictly platonic with someone, Well, okay, it depends on the situation.
This is a hilarious episode.
If it was one of my friends, I would feel comfortable enough to be like, dude, you have to do your dishes. Like,
live
this
with
is
a
so
friend.
gross.
Live
But
with a friend.
you can't just live with like don't live with a random guy or girl.
That's
they
not a
give
good
you
idea.
that option in the apartments. Don't do that if you're not comfortable with that, okay? Because you don't know who you're gonna get.
You don't know.
Personal experience, random roommates only work sometimes, all right? Other times, absolute nightmare. I've gone like 3 for 3. I finally have normal roommates, and I'm like, I feel like I'm on cloud 9.
I love the nightmare situation, though. I'm looking for it because I'm looking for the story time. That's all I thrive. That's what I'm telling you.
You want to sit down after this? I'll tell you stories.
I've achieved the level of brain rot that's past.
Oh, I'll tell you
like,
stories. Oh, I got stories.
I'm ready. You think I'm not ready, Trish? I live for this. Matter of fact, give me the information. Let me see where they're rooming now. Let's get an interview. Let's get it in the house 24/7. I'll film.
No.
Let's see what's going on. Because I love the story times. I love going on social media, texting my friends after, like, yo, you would not believe what my roommate just did. It's so fun. And then when you get a crazy roommate that don't like you, that's where all the fun stories. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got blocked.
You got blocked? I would have made another page. I would have added them. I'd be like, why you blocked
No,
me?
I don't care.
You don't want to be my friend? You don't know that one
someone-
Kevin Gates video? Why you ain't send my friend request, bro? You want to be my friend?
When someone unfollows me, I unfollow them back. I don't really care.
Nah,
But-
bro. Yo, if you
but I don't know.
block me, I'm telling you, that's like slapping me in the face. You're dead to me. Don't ever talk to me in person. If you block me, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I just think it's it's kind of petty. I just feel like, how old are we that we're like unfollowing people and social media is fake. It's not, but it also, you can totally fake your life. Please stop. Like,
If you had let's say like,
please.
let's say you got like, no, I can't.
If you think you're running away from your problems by unfollowing someone on social media, you're wrong.
not
I
right.
really feel like say something to my face. I would so much rather someone say to my face, I actually cannot stand your guts, rather than someone unfollow me on social media. Because like, if you unfollow me, I'll be like, I probably won't see it, and if I do, I'm just gonna be like, okay, my ratio's off. I'm gonna unfollow you. You know, like, because I used to get made fun of my ratio in high school, and now I was like, you got to even it out. My friends would be like, you follow too many people. Again, fake, but it got to me.
That's that fake stuff. But hey,
It is
you
fake.
know who got to unfollow in this week? Jimmy Butler, and he unfollowed the Heat because that boy is going to Golden State. But I think it might be too late. What do you think, Trish?
I was a little upset just because, I want to see him to go to a team that hasn't won. Like, if Jimmy
He ain't
Butler
finna
gets
win.
a ring with the Warriors, which he probably won't, but like, if he does, here are the Warriors again, great, and Steph and Draymond, who punches people and all this. Sorry, not to bring that up, but it's just like, Draymond Green has gotten so annoying over the last few years. Give me Jordan Poole, all right? Whatever. It's just annoying that he went there. I just wanted to see him on a team that, I think I told you this before, but I would like to see, maybe I told Nate this, that I would like to try to see at least every team in the NBA or the MLB or the NFL win in my lifetime. And Nate was like, you're dreaming, and I don't care. But you know what I mean? I don't want to increase the chances of the Warriors, who I've already seen win multiple times, get there. But I do think it's too late. I feel like I would love to see Jimmy win a championship. I don't think it's going to happen.
Lots of trades going in the NBA recently. We already know. Everybody at this point already knows the Luka trade, and the Jimmy one's most recent. I mean, well, the Warriors pick up a nice asset. Jimmy got an extension. He got out of Miami, which is what he wanted to do. And in turn, like, can it work? I mean, who knows? Because I think Jimmy Butler's a player that can fit in with any scheme, anybody really. He can work around you, and he can also dominate when you need him to. So we shall see. Do I think they're gonna make it back to the finals? No. I think Curry's in the ladder of his career. Obviously, he's not. He's like, he can still turn up, but I just think the team is looking for a new rhythm, man. It's gonna take some time, some trades, some pieces, getting into the off season to see like where they're at, what they want to do next. I don't know, but do you think Curry's out after this year? Do you think he's looking somewhere else, or do you think he'll leave the league? Do you think he'll stay with Golden
He
State?
won't leave the league.
I mean,
No.
it's never too.
He would retire
He could always
before
retire.
LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. Oh well,
No.
if he retires before Bron,
No.
If he wants,
No.
but
If
like
he
that's the thing.
wants?
What does Curry have to prove anymore in the sport? Like I just feel like he's done everything. He's done it at the highest stage in the finals. He's done it
only
at the highest
35?
stage in the Olympics. He is, but like Bron's an anomaly. Bron played till 40. I don't mean everybody got to play till 40.
So
I'm just saying I think Curry's
when did Kobe
done.
play till? 40? 40 or 39?
Brother, 38, I think.
You think there's a chance that he retires after this year?
I don't see Golden State winning any more chips. He'd be there to just be like a veteran presence. I mean, the Golden State is never gonna just tell Curry go away. But I think if there was a time to leave, I mean, and I could be 100% wrong, but look, if the season doesn't go how they think it will with Jimmy, I mean, why not just?
Because you're a competitor.
He is a competitor.
He can't.
He competed for years, and he won at the highest level, and he even beat Bron.
Yeah, but
Now you can't really say you beat
why
Bron.
hasn't LeBron James retired? You know what I mean? You could say the same thing for him. You know what I mean? Like, what more does he have to prove? I mean, maybe to me.
I think Bron gonna retire too. That's what I'm saying. Both of them could retire.
But he's 40.
Or
39 or whatever.
I think Bron could go after this season. I think more likely than not, Bron might go after this season.
Yeah.
Or I think it might just one more year. Like I'm saying, both of them to me have a year or two left because there's nothing else.
But I don't know because now with that Luka trade, I feel like you got at least one more year with him.
But I think that Luka trade was the Lakers telling Bron like this is who's next up. This is who we're building around. They're building around Luka now. They would never tell Bron.
LeBron is absolutely gonna like announce before the season that he's gonna retire. Like he's gonna want his retirement tour.
Exactly, because I think he'll make way too much money. I think he'll make so much more money if he says, "This is my last year." My gosh!
I think a retirement tour would be tough, but like these athletes never follow up on the retirement tour. They always say, "I got
one more in me." Come on, like what?
Yeah,
I could envision the Nike commercial now.
That would be pretty tough. If
like
they probably will force him to do that anyways. Nike will be like, "Oh, you can't just retire. You got to give us some money before you dip. You got to do that tour." But hey, a tour or not,
I think it would be a disservice.
The Lakers are definitely moving in the direction of Luka Doncic. That's Luka's team now.
Yeah.
They're not gonna just like Curry. They're not gonna just tell Bron like, "Oh yeah, you got to dip," but they're gonna start building around Luka, and it's great that Luka's around Bron because if whatever they was talking about with the weight issues that I don't see honestly on the defense and just learning how to prepare with the greatest player in the game. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited. I don't really have any other opinions because unfortunately I'm a Nets fan, but I'm a Bron fan first.
Hey, they beat the Rockets though.
Yeah, we beat the Rockets. I mean that's pretty cool.
Hey, we beat the Rockets twice. Did you see what D'Lo did? Did you see?
Dagger. He's back.
It was really beautiful. I wish
D'Lo
they never
belongs in
traded
Brooklyn.
him.
Happy he back.
He does. They should have never traded him. All right. I didn't need James Harden and KD and Kyrie, whatever that disaster was.
Hey man,
I needed D'Lo.
Could have happened.
That's okay. But I will say I think it will be a disservice if LeBron James just retires and doesn't do some sort of farewell.
Does do like a farewell tour?
I think it's a disservice to the fans, and if he doesn't, I mean, I wonder what weight that will have on the GOAT debate, okay? Because I feel like that's one more for Jordan.
If he doesn't do a retirement tour, so he got to do a retirement tour for him to.
I just feel like we can take that into account of the GOAT debate.
Bron don't need a retirement tour. Look, if he do it, it's nice, but we can't. Let's not start acting like he needs one now.
He does.
Bron could retire right now, and there's no way I'll be like I'm unsatisfied with how he left the game. He should have left 10 years ago. They were saying
he wanted to play with the Sun.
If he left right now at this moment, I'd be like 100% understood.
He wanted to play with the Sun, and I respect him for that.
Bron.
But all right, let's get into more of the Super Bowl because we're kind of going to do a special segment rather of no sweat bets because there's a lot that goes into the Super Bowl. There's not just the game itself, but a lot of people are betting some kind of weird things like what Tom Brady's going to wear, what the halftime show might be like. So Nate, I think you might have it written down a little bit. Want to just throw them at us and then we'll give our picks?
So I'll give you all the first one. We're just going to go through some of the props, all right? So we've got the over-under for the national anthem. I believe it's John Batiste is singing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look that up.
I believe, let's fact check real quick, but I believe that the national anthem over-under is set at a minute. I think it's at 2 minutes. It's at 120 and a half seconds. So
I see that.
over under 120 and a half seconds for John Batiste's Super Bowl national anthem.
This video from 2017 is 2:09.
She's watching film.
I'm not watching film, but he did. I'm giving.
I'm taking the over
I'm
on John
telling you.
Batiste just because I know he's a more classical, more jazzy guy. So he's definitely gonna try to pull that charisma out of the national anthem. He's gonna really say like he's gonna do
That was pretty good.
Come on. 2026, you know I'm in the contention for
there?
the national anthem, right? Yo, actually,
You want to do that in a classroom or something?
nah, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
I
good.
feel like you
Like,
could
yo,
do
you
that.
see? Come on.
Well,
I got the over.
I'll take the over too because I do. Judging by that video I just saw, I think that
John Batiste is dope though. New Orleans guy,
right.
musician. Like he has music in his. He has that condition like synesthesia where like he can see music. Like he can see it.
I just talked about this in music appreciation today. You can see colors judging by music.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Real
What song? What color is the Star Spangled Banner to you?
Cool. It's like yellow.
What?
Like I see stars. Like I see yellow stars.
Yellow?
You had red, white, and blue to pick from. You picked yellow.
No, I don't
I
see
literally was
red,
like-
white, or blue. I see yellow stars, like the yellow
yeah.
5-star, like the golden sticker stars.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I kind of said to myself, "This is a stupid question." Right after I said it, but you saved it with the yellow.
I see golden sticker stars.
Well, thanks. You saved it with the yellow.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
We got the coin flip, heads or tails. Let's let Trish go first on this one.
Heads.
I'm gonna take tails.
You always
Alright.
take tails though, right?
I always take
'Cause,
tails.
yeah, I always take
Last
heads.
time he took tails, and
Yeah. I love
tails
underdog
proved
story.
that tails never fails.
Stop. Heads
Tails
always
never
wins.
fails.
That's
Alright.
fair.
All right, next we got the color of the Gatorade for the winning team
Well,
when they dump it.
I feel like it depends. 'Cause
What's
I
the
feel
Gatorade
like
colors? They got red.
Yeah, I think if
I'm
the
just making
Chiefs
sure.
won, it would be
I
red.
forgot.
But they don't have green Gatorade, right?
They do.
They do.
It's well, they got that like lime flavor, like that lime yellow. But everybody hate the piss color. I'm gonna say
Oh my gosh!
piss ain't a curse word. We all pee. We all urinate.
That's different. All right, just keep going.
Uh,
No one likes the yellow mustard color.
mustard.
That was better. That was honestly better. That was acceptable.
I'm gonna go with color blue. Cause everyone. No.
Envision when
Red.
they're red, when they're
Because-
dumping the Gatorade,
Yeah.
like whatever team you think's gonna win, you gotta envision it in your
It's
head.
It's gonna be red because football players love the red Gatorade because we had a coach who used to make something that he called jungle juice. It wasn't actual jungle juice, but it was like he would put Gatorade and he would put like some like amino acids and stuff like that all into a concoction before the games, and we would have that.
Would
But
you
it-
dump it on him?
Would we dump it on him? I mean, well, we were sorry, so we never
Oh.
got the privilege to do nothing like that. But
Except that one game you went off, right? But
oh
there's
man,
no
there wasn't just one game I went off. Listen,
There's
I
no
died,
evidence
I
of
died
this.
for that little youth team. That
There's
can't
no
even-
evidence.
Yeah, look, and that's the funny part. In a big 2022, we ain't.
The tape got lost.
No, it didn't get lost.
The team didn't give
The
it to you,
other
right?
team
Yeah.
still has the tape. And you know what's so funny? The coach of that other team be acting so much like he loves seeing athletes go to and through college, but you couldn't send us the tape for my best game?
You think it's on their
It was to
huddle?
the point where the other team was like, we see you 19, you going crazy 19. I had an 80-yard chase down tackle on a 4'11" speed demon. I'm 6'1" at this point, like 200 pounds, because this is post-COVID season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not slim and sexy no more. I'm big and brute. So I ran 80 yards, got him,
I believe you.
no tape. I'm telling you, this was the craziest part. Kickoff return. I'm on the numbers. I'm not all the way back. I'm on the numbers. I'm probably like second row, third row. All I hear from my boy on the sideline, Nikki, bring it to the crib, Dad. Ball comes straight to me. I turned around. I said, I hit around. I did not bring it to the crib, but I hit the meanest juke move. Something that I'm telling you, Coach
David.
would have said I was looking like Tyreek Hill out there.
David,
It's like I pressed L2 in circle.
I believe you. I do. But it also sounds like when you're talking to, well, you guys never done this, but like if you're talking to a guy and he's like, I would have made it to the NFL if I didn't blow my knee out in high school sophomore year. Like,
No,
my coach lost my film and I couldn't get into college because I had scholarships lined up. My film disappeared off of
Who I
photo.
could call right
I'm
now?
not, no, I
I'll
believe
face
you.
down.
I believe you. I believe
I'm
you.
FaceTiming my
I really
boy.
do believe you, but like it just sounds like you cannot FaceTime someone during the podcast. It just sounds a little like, oh.
Make sure you let him know he's on air.
Leo,
You're on air.
I'm on air. Do not curse. Don't curse. I got a question. I'm on air. Don't curse.
Did you guys watch?
You remember?
Victorious?
You remember South Shore football? You remember that some of the games they didn't give us the tape, but who was balling? Tell them who was balling. Let them know. Tell Patricia, because she's the hater.
I'm not a hater. All right, I believe you.
All right, thank you, bro.
He said that he was playing on varsity freshman year. You have good friends that pick up phones like that. Dang.
Dude, if I was dying right now, you know he'd be on the way.
Oh.
Nah, I'm just.
No, that was like. Did you guys ever watch Victorious? Tori, you were on speaker and Trina is in the car.
Yo, you really
no one
gotta
ever
tell you.
watch that?
You
All right.
have to tell your friends they're on speaker. You have to.
All right,
No,
Patricia,
I
would you like to
think-
give us your
Yeah, let's go,
Gatorade
let's go.
color?
I said,
got a
I already
little lost.
said,
We got a
I
little
said red
back check.
before he said red.
Oh, okay.
I said red, but I guess
We both said red. Okay.
All right, y'all both got red.
Yo,
Y'all both.
shout-
we're
yo,
doing
shout out
really
two
well.
of the same
We're
picks.
doing really well or really
Shout
bad.
out Leo. Unc ain't washed. I could get out retirement right now, but
You're good.
We saved
Let's do
that
this.
for another combo.
We believe
All
you,
right,
David.
all right. Next bet.
Yeah.
We got. This is the last one. All right.
Let's do it.
We got. What is the first song that Kendrick is gonna play in the halftime show?
You go first, because I don't know. Actually,
That's a good question. Cause what Kendrick can come out with so much. That's the thing. But do I take the probably popular answer and say he comes out with Not Like Us? I'm gonna say no. He's not coming out with
No,
Not
I
Like
don't
Us.
think so.
Because
you think he'll do like Humble or something? Or is that too
I
old?
hate Humble.
But, like-
Unpopular opinion. I hope he don't come out with that.
But I feel like you come out with that like, okay, everyone like, oh, I do know this guy. Because like there have been people who's like, who's Kendrick Lamar? And I'm like, diss track? And it doesn't
Who
ring a
asked
bell.
you who is Kendrick Lamar?
Someone at church yesterday.
Um,
They were like, who is that? And I was like,
I'm gonna say he come out to All Right. All Right
Oh,
by Kendrick
okay.
Lamar.
well, I'm
That's
just
what
going to
saying
say
he comes out
Humble.
to.
I don't really listen to Kendrick like that. I know the whole damn album, but that's all I know.
I listen to.
I
I listen
stopped
to
listening to him after
a
that.
good bit of Kendrick.
I like that song Love. That one's good. And the one, didn't he have one with Rihanna? That whole album was actually very good, but I don't really listen to him like that.
All right. Is that the
All
last? Was that the last
So-
spot?
That's it. We've got y'all's picks
So,
locked in.
Please,
So
Kendrick.
Is it
Go ahead.
Tom? Is it Tom?
let's do. I want to hear y'all's Super Bowl score predictions.
Okay.
Let's do that. Let's dig a little more into the Super Bowl.
Okay, I think this could be high scoring. I want a fun Super Bowl for once. Not that there wasn't fun, but I feel like the last really going was the Bengals and the Rams, which wasn't too long ago, but I'm going to go 38-35 Eagles. I don't know if that math is correct, but 38 seems right. 38's right. The 35, maybe we'll go safety or something.
I really thought I was gonna have any dogs, but let me see.
Is it right?
That's just
A field goal?
no. 35 is possible, like
Alright.
easily. Yeah.
All right, good.
High scoring. I agree that I want it to be a high scoring matchup. I think that both of these teams got the firepower on offense for if they gonna do it. I think Patrick Mahomes could let that ball go. I think Xavier Worthy is gonna step up for them boys. Travis Kelce's definitely gonna play one of his biggest games because he might be out the road after this and we not even listen. Let's not even get into that conversation. But
He's getting married.
I would say 40. Like 49,
Wow.
47.
Wow.
49-47. That's what I'm going
Who?
with. I do.
Say it
Nah,
with
let me
your
say. I
chest.
say
Say it with your
49,
chest.
47,
Come on.
49.
Come on.
49.
You know what you're going to say.
49 Eagles.
Say it again. One more time.
49 Eagles, bro.
G-L-E-S. Eagle.
You're a Cowboys fan. What are you doing?
I told you I'm walking a thin line right now, all right? I have no option but to play Fly Eagles Fly. All my friends are Eagles fans, so they've been like texting me like, you can come to this side. We'll welcome you here.
What you got, Nate? What's your score prediction?
Shoot. I think I'm going to go. I think I wrote it down in the newsroom. We had it on the whiteboard. I think I'm going to go 28-24 Chiefs.
I feel like that's more realistic. I want it to be a high scoring game, but I don't know if it's going to be.
Mason Man a reason.
They both have such good defenses.
Yeah.
Both are really, really good.
I hope they just cancel each other's out. And then
Yeah.
hope offense just
Nobody
go
wins
crazy.
ends at a
I don't know if
time.
that's how that works, but it might. Who knows?
Let's just hope my math work.
Well, I think it's time.
Let's go. Let's
Are you ready?
Let's not even waste no time. Come on.
All right, let's get into it. We got On the Clock, Part 2, second ever edition. The category for this time, we're drafting Super Bowl halftime shows in honor of the big game. So just all the best halftime shows from past Super Bowls. And Trish gets the first pick this time around because David went first last time. So, hello, Trish. What is your first overall pick?
All right. Pretty obvious, pretty iconic. May have listened to his hit 3 to 4 to 5 times today. And I am confident in my pick. Prince has the best halftime show possibly ever. And he's laughing. Do you see how he's making fun of me? That's disrespectful.
I'm not making fun of you.
Because
I agree.
just the band that was there, then they glow in the dark, just him singing. I just love when someone plays an instrument and can play an instrument. Everything he did captivated me. And I feel like I've been underwhelmed by a lot of the Super Bowl performances over the last few years. And after watching that one, yes. Prince, yes. You did what you wanted to do, and I'll explain it after.
Listen, I agree. That's a good first pick. I'm not mad at that, but I just want to preface this. Trish has been doing her film, like
Just
walking to the
what
newsroom.
is wrong with that?
And she's hiding, like she's.
Do your own work.
I've never seen a segment divide this podcast like this one.
We are not divided.
I thought it was unity. I was willing to work together. You know, GMs share notes all the time. But
they don't do it
there's-
if you want to
there's
win a Super
friction-
Bowl.
There's friction between
This
these two
isn't the Dallas
organizations.
Mavericks.
And it's whatever, but she took that pick. I say, look, for me, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I wasn't going back in the 90s watching tape. We talking about bowls that I watched, bowls that I know.
Oh, I got this in the bag.
So, am I throwing this? Potentially. But I'm banking this. I'm banking my thought process is going to connect with the audience. Come on. Y'all are not 50. Y'all are not 60. Y'all wasn't in the 90s. Y'all didn't watch those.
Prince was 2007.
Your parents watched those on tape. You still got the DVS?
Prince was in like 2000s.
07.
That's
like-
cool. I was
Cool,
3
cool,
years. I
come
was
on.
3 years old in 07. I
Yeah, I
still
was
didn't
4.
watch that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 20. I'm doing
All right.
2010s and up.
Let's go.
And for my
What
first
is it?
pick, I'm gonna take 2014 Super Bowl, MetLife Stadium, Bruno Mars, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yo, Bruno Mars
I am
played
a winner.
Billionaire, Locked Out of Heaven, Treasure, Just the Way You Are. Like that's 4 hits right there. I wanna be a billionaire.
You know when a Super Bowl's good? And he's great. And I love Bruno Mars. My sister just let me Count on Me last night. That was our song, still is. But you know when you know a Super Bowl is great? When you know you're not going to get them to ever perform in a Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
The NFL knew they're never going to get Prince again.
Hey man, I agree with you.
And
I told you got the pick.
And I'm going to say my number 2 because this is someone else they knew they were never going to get again. And the fact that you let me win already, thank you.
That's
I
cool.
just, maybe I'm a little cocky, but I truthfully believe that this time there will be no fraud if I win.
That's what's up.
Because I was reading up on Prince and Michael Jackson, and apparently they weren't friends. I even
Yeah.
went so far as to hear that when
They weren't.
Michael would think of a song at night, he would record it in that moment because he was terrified that, I guess, God would bring it to Prince in a dream and Prince would read that song. Is that true? Unconfirmed. But that shows major beef. So much so that Prince had to have the best Super Bowl performance ever in 2007. After Michael Jackson had what I would say is the second best Super Bowl halftime performance in 1993. And I'll even credit that when I was watching my film about how he was able to like pop up from the screen and stuff that seemed very advanced, and he made it happen. He stood there, he waited, he danced, didn't have an instrument. So that's why like Prince will win. He was entertaining, instrument, all of it. But Michael, number 2.
Yeah, listen, on paper, your team is gonna look stacked. Your team looked like the 2018 Browns when they had Odell,
What?
Jarvis. Was that the 18 Browns or was that a later team? It was one of those teams where they had Odell, Jarvis. They had all the boys. They had this stacked defense. They
2020?
had Greedy coming out of college. You look at, on paper, you looking solid, but I'm telling you, whoever's gonna watch the podcast, you're gonna resonate with me. For my second pick, you took my MJ. That's a great pick, honestly. Shake my hand. Shake my hand.
I don't
Shake my hand.
trust you.
I just want to shake your hand. Shake my hand. That was a great pick.
Why did you take it at 1? I'm trying to root for you.
Well, I told you what I'm doing. I'm 2010s and up.
All
What
right,
I listen to.
Go ahead.
For my second pick, I'm gonna choose this is a band that, like, when you talk about the pop era of like the 2010s, when you talk about like the radio, what you was hearing on the radio, was it not like? Well, I don't know. Should I take them or not? Dang, I don't got a war room.
Just make up your mind. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna just take at number 2. No, 'cause at number 2. Never mind. I'm gonna hold off on my band. I'm gonna hope that they still there. At number 2, I'm gonna take Shakira, Jennifer
was not
Lopez,
like that.
Bad Bunny.
That was
You
not
laughing it off like that's nothing. Shakira and J-Lo, they carry FIFA World Cups.
Shakira
That was
did.
hard.
Not Jennifer.
Bad Bunny, that's a worldwide icon.
You
J
get-
Balvin, he was hot at the time.
Bad
WWE.
Bunny is a worldwide icon, but
Yes.
Michael Jackson doesn't get to go at number 1 on your list.
What you say? I said, and I shook your hand.
You did.
I
but,
shook your whole hand. I'm telling. How much times must I say this, Trish? We not in the 90s no more. I said I'm taking 10s and up.
That's fine.
20
that's
10s and
fine.
up.
I'm gonna get there. I'm working my way.
Why you
up.
gaslighting me? You didn't even.
gaslighting
You
me.
just watched the performances this morning on YouTube.
Correct. I studied.
Fake watcher.
I told you.
I'm watching the stuff that
told
I
you.
remember.
I learned.
I'm watching the clips that I've been
I
seeing.
learned in psychology of coaching the 3 golden rules of coaching: preparation, preparation, and preparation. Okay. Don't be mad at me because I prepped my team and
You know what?
didn't.
You know what Mr.
So
T
coming in
said?
at number-
Everyone got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Do you know how? I don't think Mr. T said that.
Yeah, he did.
Wasn't that Muhammad Ali?
Bro,
I don't think that was Mr. T. That was Mr. T.
you're correcting me in Black History Month.
I thought that was Mike Tyson. We all
Mike
got 3
Tyson.
different
That's
people.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's Mike. Sorry, Mike Tyson. Yeah.
It wasn't General Sun Tzu.
Mr. T is Mr. T is W. Do you know I had a dream about him the other night?
Mr. T?
Yeah, I've
No,
never watched
Mr. T is not
WWE.
WWE.
Yeah, he is, right?
Oh my God, we are. Wait, was he?
Yeah.
Mr. T,
was
professional
Mike
wrestler.
Tyson. I'm sorry.
I thought he was a boxer. He was a boxer too. I know Mr. T is a boxer.
Oh, okay. I was looking him up and it was WWE because I had a dream about him and I was like, who is Mr. T? It was really weird. He was singing a cappella with 3 other guys. I don't know what.
Anyways,
was
I'm
going
saying
on.
Shakira,
Anyway,
J-Lo, Bad Bunny.
Number 3. All right, go ahead.
Take your number 3 pick.
This might hurt my list, but it was awesome. And as a Jersey girl, I have no option but to pick this because I actually did watch it this morning. Wow, did it
watched
hype
all
me
of them
up?
this
Give
morning.
me that saxophone and give me Bruce Springsteen at number 3.
Bro, you just bruising it now, bro.
Oh, it was so good. I want to be hyped at a halftime show, and he hyped me up.
You want to talk about hype? And you just hear, I'm bringing sexy back. Don't know how to act. Bro, give me Justin Timberlake, bro. That was
Oh, I forgot.
hard. That was fire. That was fuego. Justin Timberlake, don't be so quick to walk away. Dance with me as long as I got my suit and tie. So cry me a river. girl.
Do
Like
you do the Usher dance?
which
Do you
one?
do the Usher dance?
No, come on, not yet. You gotta pay your, like the Spotify Plus where we post the bloopers.
All right. Well, coming in at my number 4, this has been great because you haven't taken anything that I'm even gonna switch because you kind of already said you weren't gonna take what I thought. But
I ain't
I'm
doing
gonna
no
say
retro
one
list.
that I remember, and I think it was one of the last, like in my opinion, great ones that really just captivated me the entire time. Was when Lady Gaga performed, and she started with the Star Spangled Banner and then jumped from the roof or whatever. That was one that is ingrained into my memory, and she's a really great performer and a great singer. All right, David, what is your number 4th pick?
For my number 4 pick, I'm gonna have to go with the Black Eyed Peas. I love the Black Eyed Peas band, and that's what I was. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. The band that
That's valid.
I got a feeling.
Yeah.
I love the Black
100%.
Eyed Peas.
I forgot about that. They're valid. All right. I feel
Shout
like
out
there's so
Black
many
Eyed
other
Peas.
great ones, but since you want me to stick with now, I will say the 90s Showdown that I know you didn't like, but I do like West Coast music. I wish they put Warren G on there because I feel like he deserves his respect, but that's okay. I forgot 50 Cent was on there. I was watching it today. Okay, I forgot. He was on there. You had Dre, Snoop. They sang Tupac, like California Love, and then they were in California. I felt that it was very fitting.
So it's final pick time.
Yeah, for you.
For my final pick, I am gonna go with Beyonce
Okay.
in NOLA because you know that's Beyonce. You know what they say. You know what the girls say. You gotta say thank you to Beyonce. So when I win, I'm gonna thank you, Beyonce.
I guess I'm going to have to thank Beyonce, too, because I'm winning. All right. Well, please vote for me. No, I'm just kidding. This is a friendly competition. But that's all we have for today. We do have a special interview with head baseball coach at LSU, Jay Johnson, right after this. So be sure to vote for us. I'm Patricia Caputo. He's David Bartholomew, and this has been the Purple Room Podcast. We'll see you in a second. Today we have a very special guest and head coach for LSU baseball, Mr. Jay Johnson. How are you?
Doing great. Good to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we are so excited that you took some time to be able to talk to us, especially as the season will be starting on February 14th, so just about a week or so away. But I wanted to start talking about some of these preseason practices that you were able to have. You had 18 of those. So when you were going into the season, what was something that you said we have to improve on as a team? And then how have you seen that progress throughout some of these practices?
Great question. Like right into the baseball. I love it.
Just get started. No time wasted.
Yeah, I think, after we go through our fall practice, very much like our spring football, if you will, I get to know the team a little bit better and maybe what are the challenges or things we need to improve on and try to formulate what's our best path to winning. And what I call like a process of winning. And so there's the team dynamic of it where we've boiled it down to two things. We're going to have great toughness, play with a lot of mental toughness. We play in the best conference in college baseball by a mile. We have a great schedule. You're going to have some adversity in there. But really get the players to think in a mature manner, and kind of let their talent, take another level based on our approach to baseball and winning and success and adversity is better than everybody else's in terms of how we deal with, things off the field, those types of things. That all kind of encompasses, toughness. And then this thought of togetherness. The guys that come to LSU, they've always been the best players on their team. And so take that collection of talent and make it a team. Then, really specific to your question is like, what is our path to winning? And the fundamentals of baseball don't change a lot from year to year, but sometimes your personnel does. So what does this team need to do to be more successful? We led the country in strikeouts last year from a pitching staff standpoint. But, did we get ahead in the count enough? Did we sacrifice giving up too many free bases to get those strikeouts? And, a big point of emphasis for the pitchers is getting ahead with first pitch strikes, getting ahead with 2 out of the first 3. And Coach Yeski's done a great job with them of throwing their pitches in the zone. Like they can really mix a lot of variability, any pitch at any time. Makes it really difficult on the opposing hitters. On defense, it really has just been about dominating the routine play. I think it's a more athletic team than we've had here in my 3 years, so that should lend itself to playing better defense. There's some things that we still need to tighten up there. And offensively, you know, just finding the brand of baseball that's going to work for this group. And, you know, we've been very fortunate the last 3 years. You know, we've had generational players, you know, Dylan Cruz for 2 years and Tommy White for 2 years. I don't know that we maybe have like that centerpiece, although, you know, Jared Jones, you know, returning hit 28 home runs, and he's as good a power hitter as there is in college baseball. But it's a little bit different makeup of the lineup when you talk about the guys that will probably be in there at the start. So just kind of finding that pathway of how we want to play on offense too. So hard at work on all of it right now.
Yeah, I mean, every year there's always going to be adversity that you have to go through in baseball, and there's always going to be slumps, no matter what in baseball. So, how do you think you guys are preparing for it, if that's to come?
I think, you know, what I've tried to do is always, how can I build confidence in players and build confidence in the skills we need them to execute? Because the game is hard. I mean, it's a game built around failure. I mean, what is fun in life that you fail like 7 out of 10 times doing? Like, that's hitting. And so your players have to have a mental disposition, confidence to get through the struggles and then reconnect to that next opportunity without bringing those struggles with them. So I do a lot of individual meetings, honestly, and try to get them to understand what we need them to do. And then we build all of their training and all their practice around that. And then help them with the mental game side of things, which is, you know, that's what baseball is. And there's the best players in the planet or in history have struggled with it from time to time. It's just the nature of it. But those that kind of keep those struggles small by always making it about the next opportunity and staying committed to their plan, those are guys that are usually the most consistent. And that's what we're looking for, to get as many guys on the team as we can to be consistently close to their best.
Mm-hmm. I like that you mentioned those independent meetings for just a few reasons, but one being that some are ranking you number 2, number 3 to start the season off. But when you have guys who are very talented, how are you going into practice saying, don't get ahead of yourself? These rankings that you're seeing online on social media, that means you haven't really done anything just yet. You have potential, but you really have to execute.
Yeah, it's a great point. And it sounds like maybe you were even in our first team meeting.
Oh, good, I promise.
Addressing that. So when I talk about focusing on what's relevant, and one of the great things about playing at LSU is so many people care about our baseball program. And so, I mean, 13,000 people show up on opening day or at most home games. It might be a midweek against maybe a lesser name opponent, and there's still 10,000 people there. Mm-hmm. That's amazing to have that support. But, you know, sometimes when you don't play well, the players hear about it. But what we try to do is like, and this is part of that toughness piece, is what is relevant. What is not relevant, and this might surprise everybody, is what anybody says about you or us as a team. And I think the nature of media nowadays, the nature of society, it can be critical, it could be negative, that drives ratings, but it actually, unless you let it, doesn't have anything to do with what happens on the field. But in this case, maybe a positive ranking, it also doesn't have anything to do with what happens on the field. So, like, that's part of that mindset thing of, like, just trying to help them focus on what's relevant. So what is relevant? How we prepare, how we train, how we play. And that's what we're going to always try to keep the focus on.
Mm-hmm. And I'll ask one more question, kind of considering those independent meetings is in terms of NIL and how it's really changed the landscape of college sports in general over the last few years. So how are those meetings helpful? Because you really have to get to know someone. I think what I've been hearing is that coaches used to go out and say, all right, I'm not going to talk to a freshman when they first get here because they're going to be here for 4 years. I'm going to focus on the older guys. But now you have to, right away when you get someone, you have to talk to them and be there and say, you're going to get your starting position. How have you had to adapt to NIL over the last few years?
Yeah, I think it's changed a lot. I think it's changed in the 4 years that it's been around, honestly. And you know, I'm all for players, you know, being able to make money on their name, image, and likeness. I think that's a great thing, you know, especially in baseball when we lose a lot of our top recruits to pro baseball before they even come to college. We're the only sport that deals with that. I think, again, kind of back to this mindset thing, it's like I want to help them keep the main thing the main thing. Like, they didn't come here to get a little bit of money. They came here to develop as a player, to put themselves in position to reach their dream of being a Major League Baseball player someday. And that's really the main thing. And I look at it as more of like, it's a positive thing. We're not a full scholarship sport, so maybe it helps some players, pay for school where they don't have to pay for school. It's like it's not coming out of their pocket. That's a great thing. But at the end of the day, like, that's not why they're here. It's to be a great player at LSU, for LSU, and develop the skills to reach their dreams. So no different than a ranking or somebody's opinion about you on the internet. Like, none of it has anything to do with what happens on the field. And so there's a little bit more, communicating about those things than maybe in the past.
Yeah, and speaking to that, there's always a player that comes from LSU every season that stands out or just makes a break throughout the season. You're like, wow, like for example, like Stephen Milam last season, where he just came through and he really led for that team. So is there anybody you've been seeing in these practices that you think might be a rising factor for the team coming into the season?
Yeah, there's a lot of new. We're not a young team per se, but we're definitely a new team. I mean, we only have 12 players that played in a game for us last year at any point. Now, we do have a couple guys that are coming off injuries that are returning, so that's a great thing. But we've sent 23 players to pro baseball in the last 2 years, so there just was more to replace, and that's okay. So, yeah, I mean, we're still kind of finding our identity, but I do like a lot of the talent, starting on the position player side of it. Chris Stanfield, he transferred from Auburn. I think he's a guy that fans are going to really love to see play. Plays hard, electric speed, great defender in the outfield, great on the bases, and has really improved offensively, very much like Michael Braswell did last year. So I'm excited about Chris. Danny Dickinson, transferred from Utah Valley. Really excited about Danny. Plays with an edge and, competitiveness that I feel like our program needs. And, probably as far as the freshman group, Derek Curiel has really stood out. I mean, is honestly played like maybe our best player, here through the fall and early scrimmage games. So on the position player side, I would say those guys. On the pitching side of things, was here last year, but Cade Anderson has really made a step forward. Anthony Ianson has been as advertised, when we brought him in, in the transfer portal. Connor Ware is a junior college left-handed pitcher that I'm really excited about. You're going to see me put him in the game a lot. So that's certainly not all of them, but I'm sure we're on a time limit. So.
So, yeah, when you say you only have 12 players that have played in the game for LSU, you're expecting those guys to be leaders in there, and I know they already know the culture and stuff. So what have you seen from those returners ever since the offseason and coming into these practices heading into the season?
Yeah, I think we have 8 players that were on the national championship roster in 2023. And that's your Jared Jones, your Gavin Guidry, Ethan Fry. So those guys were exposed to the best team culture you could ever be a part of. And then, it's not really anybody's fault, but last year we had a successful season, but that wasn't quite there. And it's just really hard to replace, like the talent and the character of a Dylan Cruz, a Paul Skeens, a Trey Morgan, a Gavin Dugas, Cade Beloso. Like, man, those guys were great players, but, I mean, they are special people. Like, and there's a few more of them. Riley Cooper. Like, I mean, those guys can do no wrong, like, in my eyes. And last year we had some guys that were, wanted to do a good job with that, but the bar was set so high, I think they were almost afraid to even, like, dip their toe in that water. So my hope is those guys that have been around for 2 years maybe see the differences in those things and lean more towards where we were in 23. But, leadership's uncomfortable for a lot of people. And so we're constantly trying to develop that. And, what I find with young people, and this is not a criticism, it's just kind of a way of the world, is they would rather be liked and accepted than respected. Mm-hmm. And, that leadership piece, like, nobody needs to throw anybody up against the wall or anything like that. But, like, sometimes it can be uncomfortable to say, hey, I need better out of you. But when you get it and that pure leadership is there, it means a lot for your team.
Yeah. Just speaking towards that leadership and just being just being the head coach, how do you kind of balance that sternness, being stern with your players, letting them know what you expect out of them, but at the same time, let them know that, they're here for a reason, they're doing good, and you guys are pushing forward?
Yeah, I think I never manufacture anything. Yeah. I would hope that one of the things the players like and respect about how we run our program is they're always going to be told the truth. Yeah. But you can do that in a non-demeaning and non-demoralizing way. My dad was a really successful high school coach who, every day waking up was like going to a coaching clinic. I didn't realize it at the time, but like, wow. And he was great at being honest. He was great at communicating. He was great at establishing players' roles, communicating them in a way that they always knew that they were important and had value. And frankly, like, every player here has value. Like, I've had a conversation with a few guys that probably won't start that there's 300 Division I baseball programs. If they went to like 280 to 285 of them, they would play every single day. But they chose to come here. So can you just continue to work and develop? And they can be a productive player for us, might not be exactly where they want to be. And not everybody's okay with that, and that's okay. That's why we had several guys, leave after this year. So I think it's just about being real, sometimes we don't always want to hear the truth, but what I've found is when you do it and you do it in a respectful way, you can usually move to the next thing.
And to speak on the younger players, the freshmen particularly, who are coming right out of a high school, you had 3 players withdraw their name from the MLB draft. Not saying to give away all of your secrets, but what are those conversations like that? Hey, you probably will be somewhere else in the MLB, or you can come here and come to college and then possibly get drafted higher later on and things like that.
Yeah, great question. They're all different, and I've lost a lot of battles. We lost 4. Nobody even remembers them because that's how it goes. You go into pro baseball, it's like the minor leagues is like baseball oblivion. Like, unless you're a major leaguer, nobody talks about you again. You come here, and the spotlight is on. And for me, it's about development. Like, what is best for your life? I think that's college, no question about it, all the time, anytime. But what changes that for people sometimes is money. And I don't ever make any judgments about that for people. And, I think we had 2 recruits that were drafted in the first round. Signing bonuses over. One was $3.5 million, one was like $6.8 million, and they decided to do that, and that's okay. But the but is, like, the guys that choose to postpone the gratification of getting some money and come and do this, they're going to get everything we got to help them develop and grow and transition into manhood and become a better ball player and have a blast. Like, minor league baseball is not this. This is electric. I think about, we're playing Texas A&M last year. They're the number 1 team in the country. Friday and Saturday night, there's 13,000 people in there, and we win 2 games 6-4. You can't put a price on that experience, what it does for you to play and execute in environments like that and just grow as a player, become a man, and be ready for professional. Our players are going to leave more prepared for professional baseball than if they were to sign out of high school. So most of it has to do with that.
And I'll ask a little bit about the fans, because once, I think it was the game where LSU lost to Alabama, I want to say this year, I'm walking home and someone said, time for baseball season. Not a dig at basketball season, but that's just how everyone thinks down here. So what do you have to say about those fans who are coming out every week, whether it's a Tuesday night or you're playing a team like Texas A&M on a Friday and a Saturday?
Yeah, it's funny, like, being from the West Coast, like, people don't care about college baseball the same way and nobody cares about college baseball the way people at LSU do, which makes it the best place in the country. And the way I explain it is, like, you can't have it, both ways. Like, I want them to show up, and I want them to support the players and kind of cheer and lead us on to victory. And that's the great thing about LSU fans is they always show up. And sometimes, you don't play well, you don't get a win or a big hit, you hear about it. And again, none of that has anything to do with what actually happens on the field. But you have to help players work through those things. And, we've had guys that it's affected, but they've got through it. Each year that I've been here, there's been something like that. I think about, in 2023, Jordan Thompson. Had a tough College World Series and, criticized and this and that. And we don't win the national championship without him. You know, at the end of the day, he shows up, steps up, and is just the guy that I started every day for 2 years. And, you know, he just had to grow and mature through that. Our first year, you know, was kind of a team-wide thing. You know, we lost a couple games early in SEC play, and players didn't like hearing about it. You know, they just kept pushing, and we ended up having a good season. And then last year, you know, we got off to a tough start in league play again, but grew through some of that. But I love our fans. As long as they keep showing up, I'm all good with all of it.
I don't think you'll have a problem with that. I think they're gonna.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna show out.
Fans are going to show up.
They're loyal, yes.
There's people who are like on their edge for February 14th that I'm talking
Yes.
to.
They already have the overalls ready.
Yep.
They have the popcorn bucket
Yep.
hats
Let's
ready.
go.
It's going to be fun. But you constantly reiterate how you guys just push through everything, push forward. It starts at the top. So I want to ask, how did you develop that mentality? How did you develop that resilience that you have poured into the team?
Yeah, I think, you know, one of my things that I try to do is take any type of negative adversity, frustration, sometimes inconvenience, and it's like, how can I turn that into a net positive for our team and our program? And, you know, where I got it, I grew up, like I said, in a house where there was a really high standard. You know, I can hear like my dad saying to me when I was a little kid, it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. That's ultimately going to determine the outcome. And in baseball, in the SEC, you don't really have a choice. You know, here, you know, obviously the thought is we're expected to win every game that we play, and that's not really how baseball is designed. So if I take a trip to negative town, or what I tell the players, if I drag my blanket or take my ball and go home, that's not going to help anybody do anything. And I want that out of them. You know, when they're 0 for 3, I want them locked in and wanting that fourth at bat. And so, you know, I could say it to them, but it's more important that we as coaches like try to model that for them.
And you were able to retain just about everybody on your coaching staff. So how does that help going into the season, that they have the same ideologies?
Yeah.
You're not trying to say, oh, this is what I think about and all of this. This is how we function. But no, they already know how you function. You know what to do. How is that helping as you're going into the season?
Yeah, thank goodness. I mean, I'll tell you, like, and it's a great thing, like with the success that we've had here, you know, our staff has gotten other opportunities, you know, 3 head coaches at Power 5 schools. That's amazing. But it's made each summer a little bit challenging. You know, I mean, we've had 4 different director of operations in 4 years. We've had 4 different strength coaches, 3 pitching coaches, 2 recruiting coordinators. And we finally, I think, are at a spot where we're in a pretty good, stable spot where the guys that I have on the staff, not that the other guys were very committed to here. They just got really good opportunities. But I feel like we have a staff that knows themselves, knows their strengths, and feels good about the roles that they're in. And I think we're going to benefit greatly from that. I mean, I can already see it on the pitching staff. I think we had a talented pitching staff last year. We led the country in strikeouts. We had broken SEC record for number of pitchers drafted. And right now, this pitching staff is executing at a little bit higher level. Now, we haven't faced the bullets of outside competition yet, but I like the trajectory of it. And I think a large part of that is Coach Eski being here for a second year. And, you know, hopefully can keep this group together a little bit longer. And they do a great job with our players, whether it's Coach Eski, Josh Jordan, Josh Simpson, Mark Wanaka, Jamie Tutko, Champ Artigues, new strength coach, Chris Martin's unbelievable. Really like the group that we have in the building.
It's well documented how much time you put into the team, how early you wake up to be in the office. So I wanted to ask, where did the passion start for the baseball? Was it from your father?
Yeah, so I mean, I was a much better football player than I was baseball player.
What position?
Running back.
Oh, wow.
I just would hide behind the lineman, you know, and that was my one tool. Could run. And I thought I was going to win a Heisman Trophy someday. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't realize.
You
like,
got close to one.
10
yards.
10 yards a carry in Oroville, California, was not going to equate to like the Pac-10 at the time or the SEC. And I'm like sitting around my senior year of like, man, I'm doing great, and nobody is talking to me.
Aww.
And so my dad goes, hey, man, like, let's get you out of this deal in one piece. Keep going. And then if we're going to play sports in college, it's got to be baseball. And so that's basically where that came from. And, being a Major League Baseball player, like from where I came from, would have been like going to the moon. You know what I mean? It wasn't a thing. But every year you turn on the College World Series, and that always seemed like attainable. And obviously didn't make it as a player, but just love coaching, love competing. Like that's the thing that drives me is I love competing. I love helping players achieve what they want to achieve out of it, and then doing it collectively as a team.
Yeah, I guess that competitive feeling never goes away. That you often feel it like when you're in the dugout and you're watching and you're like, you can feel it.
I'm a long ways away from being done. But thinking about like when you're done, what will you miss? There's certain things obviously you don't miss. That's like any job. But like 3-3 game, 7th inning, I'm going to miss that.
Oh, God bless, because I'm sitting there on my couch like, oh, my gosh, I can't watch it. I got to close my eyes, so I give you all so much credit. But to hype up the team, let's say that every team, they have a walk-up song, right? Every single player. But I want to ask you, if you're playing for LSU, what's your walk-up song this season?
Easy. Eye of the Tiger.
Okay,
That's
a great question. Okay, that is great because, LSU, it makes sense. Wow, have you thought about that or been asked that before?
My senior year of college, that was my walk-up song.
Oh, okay.
So, maybe all this was just meant to be.
That was meant to be. It's all fate.
All right, the one other thing that I'll ask you is about the Paul Skeens one-on-one card. I don't know if you saw it, but an 11-year-old got the card. The Pirates offered a lot. I believe it was 30 years worth of tickets as well. And he declined it and said, I'm going to sell it at an auction. I mean, I'm sure it was more his parents than maybe him who had made that decision. But if you were to make that decision, do you think you're taking the Pirates games and the tickets and maybe sitting with Livy Dunn?
I'm probably just giving it to Paul.
Yeah, that's true. I forget you have that connection. So that's true, too. You can probably just give it to him.
What a great human being. I'm proud of him, his success, and for he's the best pitcher on the planet. And that's easy to see. But when you have the insight into how he goes about his business and his life, like there's really nobody like him. And I think about it like, gosh, we had him and Dylan Cruz, who's the exact same way. What a blessing that was. And I get asked about both of them, and the common thread, they're both better people than they are players. And think about what I just said. It's crazy.
That's amazing. I think I just can't wait for baseball season. I'm so excited to be in the crowd, to be in the stands.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll ask, from a coaching perspective, we're both Yankees fans. I won't ask a lot, but game 1, are you putting in Nestor Cortez in there after he hasn't played for a month? Please, I need the coaching perspective. I haven't been able to sleep since this moment.
Trish? I thought we got over this.
No, I have not gotten over it. So what would you have done?
Yeah, Aaron Boone is a great manager. So I went to Dylan's debut, and they were playing the Yankees, and Nestor Cortez started that game. Now, I don't know about the whole month off thing or why or playoff schedule, but what I saw that night sitting behind the home plate, he's nasty. Like, who hit the homer? I don't remember who hit the homer. Or was it just like a double that tied the game?
Yeah, that game 1. Yeah, but it was, well, no, because, I'm forgetting his name right now.
Or did Freeman hit the homer off him?
No, I think that was Freeman game 1, and then he did it again game 4, I think it was. So, yeah.
Yeah, I trust me, I've made a lot of pitching changes that work out. The ones that don't work out really stick with you as a coach. And I can promise you, like they knew exactly what they were going to do if that situation came up. And that's what makes baseball. I mean, on our own deal, like we got back to the regional final. We had a 1-run lead in the 9th inning and had an opportunity to put our best pitcher in the game, Gage Jump. Granted, it was short rest, but he was throwing a ball 97 miles an hour that night. And Gallagher from North Carolina hit a double with 2 strikes. And then another guy got a 2-strike hit. We didn't get a check swing that should have been strike 3. The game's hard, but I feel pretty good about the Yankees if I was you guys.
All right, you're making me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think I'm over it now.
Austin Wells was my catcher at Arizona, and he's a starting catcher. He'll be the catcher for the Yankees for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dude. So you're in good shape at catcher for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we are. My final question, well, I guess comment is, last semester we had Stephen Milam on the podcast, and we talked a little about how it is, and he told us basically everything you reiterated, like guys working hard, train hard, talk about how he eats good and stuff. But me and him may have made a little bet on the side that we would get a Mike the Tiger chest tattoo if LSU baseball made it back to the College World Series. So just be on the lookout if you end up seeing a Mike the Tiger chest tattoo on Stephen Philo.
Yeah.
It might fit with the hair. You don't know what he'll dye.
Hey, you know what? Like, I can't think of anything I like better. You know, I'm not a big chest tattoo guy, but if you attach it to Omaha, and he would not be afraid to do that. You know,
I don't think
he's not
he
afraid
would.
of anything. So.
I think we're semi-joking about the tattoo, but he didn't look like he was joking.
Temporary, maybe a temporary one that fades
on that
away.
thing, on that deal, I would probably take him at his word.
Well, Coach Johnson, thank you so much for joining us today. Oh, we do have to get you to sign the helmet. Before we sign off here, we did not expect this helmet to be as awesome as it is, but we have Tim Tebow on here, Joe Tessitore, Stephen Milam's on here. Now you get to add your name to this, what I'm going to call an iconic helmet, all right? So this is Coach Jay Johnson signing our LSU helmet to just make it a little bit more expensive.
Added some more baseball decor.
Yeah, exactly.
So much,
now
Coach.
we have another baseball decor on here. So see, we got.
Hey,
boom,
I love
that
Tim
and the Coke
Tebow,
bottle.
but he's a Gator. I don't know if he should have been.
He wrote.
signed.
Oh, he wrote "Go Gators" on here.
No.
I wanted to exit out, but they said
Yeah.
no.
And they were like,
you
no.
know, we'll just one of the greatest college football players of all time, and he's a great human being. So I guess we'll.
We act like we
we'll
don't see
allow
it.
him.
We don't see the Go
But he
Gators.
probably never thought he would sign "Go Gators" on an LSU helmet. So maybe
True.
the joke's on him. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you
Coach
so
Johnson,
much,
for
Coach.
joining us.
All right, guys.
I'm Patricia Caputo. He's David Bartholomew, and this has been the Purple Room Podcast.